So we're back again for Mrs. Linux, Mrs. Champion, to try the latest Linux desktop. One of the most popular Linux desktops, Fedora. Now this is the latest version of Fedora that Mrs. Champion will try. And well, first of all, Mrs. Champion, Mrs. Linux, what do you think of the look of it?
Yeah, I like it. It's smart so far. It's looking quite clean and clear.
And I guess it's probably more familiar to you than the previous one, the Ubuntu one, which had a customized GNOME desktop, which had the side panel. But you could navigate. You actually navigated that quite easily, so it was intuitive, wasn't it? Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
But I guess this is closer to what you were using with Linux Mint and obviously Windows, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you like the wallpaper?
I do.
Does it look modern?
It's sort of it looks modern, but with that backdrop, it's like the wallpaper is like retro, isn't it? I don't know if that's deliberate.
But would you say like the desktop looks modern, like a modern, clean desktop?
Yeah, it's clear. It's not, cluttered.
Yeah, and so this is actually running. This is KDE Plasma, okay? KDE Plasma is the latest version of the KDE desktop environment. So it's Fedora on using KDE desktop. I hope that makes sense. So you can get Fedora and GNOME and Fedora other things, even i3 tiling desktops, things like that. This is like one of their flagship desktops, basically. So how about first of all, if we go along the bottom panel, you've already got your web browser on the right there. How about we see what that's like?
Yeah, in Firefox.
Now we have previously tried to install Chrome on other desktops, wasn't it? Ubuntu and Mint. Now we managed it on Mint because we just downloaded it from Firefox, right? But we didn't bother with Ubuntu because we'd already shown the same way to download it on Mint. And the thing is, if it's not in the application store, then you're going to have to download it from a web browser, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, that's just Firefox, okay? Now, people like Firefox compared to Chrome because it's not proprietary, or they like Chromium and all this kind of thing. I mean, that's fine. I don't actually use Chrome. Now, you've got to remember, Mrs. Champion is new to Linux. Mrs. Champion still uses Windows 11. But, of course, she still uses Google Chrome because she uses Google products, and I technically still use some Google services products. So although I don't use, say, Google Chrome, actually Google does sync best with Google Chrome, obviously, because it's a Google product, okay?
Sorry to interrupt the video here, but we'd really appreciate it if you'd like to join as a Patreon, because it would really help my learning for learning with Linux, and you can find out the details in the description below.
So join the Patreon or the badger gets it. So, I mean, that's nice that it just loads up the Fedora website straight away. So it gives you some information. So as you can see on the left, you've got Fedora Workstation, which I think is GNOME.
Right.
And then what you're using there is Fedora KDE Plasma. So it's nice that it gives you some documentation already. So, and then you've got other services, other distributions. But there you go. So nothing else to say about a web browser, really, is there? A web browser is a web browser. I guess you could just type in, say, I don't know, bbc.co.uk with DuckDuckGo there, and then see what comes up with. We know how these things work, they just work, really.
Have you used DuckDuckGo then, Mr. Linux?
I've used DuckDuckGo, but I'm not actually a big fan of it. I'm not really a big fan of most of the search engines. I think DuckDuckGo isn't really the best search engine. And really it's just using, I think it's either using Microsoft Bing as its main backend or Google. So I'm not really a big fan of it. I think Brave Search is quite good. Brave's another web browser. It's a Chromium fork. So it's based off of Chromium. It's not Google Chrome, it's based off of Google Chromium.
You said Chromium's like the starting point.
Yeah, well remembered. So it's like where they do their main development for developing the Chromium web engine and the browser, and then they build obviously Google Chrome, I'm guessing, off of that, and then you get the other forks off of Chromium because it's open source. So if you click on BBC News, so hey, it just looks like it works. It works.
It's there.
So I would say just close that out, to be honest.
The whole thing.
Yeah, right at the top there. So I guess the next thing is, if you look on the bottom left, it looks like you've got the Dolphin file manager on the right there.
So it's still Dolphin like we had with...
Yes, so interestingly, when you use Cinnamon desktop environment, they ship, well, let's say, put it this way, Mint Cinnamon ships with the Dolphin web browser. A Dolphin file manager. Why is there Cinnamon, Dolphins, and whatever together? Anyway, and Mint. Is that a good concoction? Would you have Mint with Cinnamon and Dolphins? I don't know.
I don't know.
So as you can see, it's kind of just themed differently, but it's the same file manager. So again, I've just closed it out. Nothing too exciting there. It's a file manager, guys, you know. And then interesting, you've got the store there. So if you go on the Software Center, so you've seen Software Centers already before. You know how Linux kind of works now on the desktop. Most main desktop environments ship with a Software Center, so you don't have to use like a terminal or command line to install or update your software. Obviously it's showing you like updates there. We're not going to worry about them. But what you could put in is actually type in Chrome and hit enter. Now as you can see, it looks like it is just going to have the, let's say, Chromium web browser, so like the free software rather than the proprietary. Now I know people are going to say don't use Google Chrome. Yes, we've covered that. Normal people use Google Chrome, unfortunately. It's what it is. So
it's because you're not only using it at home. A lot of people, well, certainly in the UK, this is what I've been told and what I've experienced, you're going to be using it at work as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's different in other countries.
Right. Again, your work and home life sometimes are like that. They're not necessarily separate. And, again, it's familiarity. It's just the way it is. Mrs. Champion in time, I'm sure, will use something like Brave, Chromium, and we'll be able to get the Google services she wants. We'll explore that in the future, but for now, you would look for Chrome, right? Now you do know how to install Chrome because you've done it before, and you do the same thing if this was your main computer. But obviously you can't seemingly get it from the web store. Now I know people say, oh, maybe you just need to change a setting, but hey, there's other ways to get it, and it looks like it's not in there, so we'll just close that out. And then it looks like you've got your settings, system settings there. So these are, I guess to be fair, these are like your main pinned things that you'd use. To be fair, you're probably going to use your web browser, aren't you? That's what you would load up pretty much when you start up your computer. You'd look at your files, right? If you need files, you might want to update your software, so you've got your software center, and settings obviously make sense because you might want to change something. So I mean, now you're sort of going on the more sort of dark themes, I've noticed now. So if it's loaded up themes straight away. These are like your quick settings, so we could have a little look at the quick settings. What would you do? Would you change it to Breeze Dark, do you think?
Could have a look at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wasn't sure if it does it automatically applies, but it's done it now.
What do you think of that? Does that look
Yeah,
nice?
quite like that.
Now, would you also sort of change your wallpaper? Maybe click on wallpapers, see what you think.
Yeah. Maybe give that a different look.
Maybe try a wallpaper that you like the look of, that goes with your new dark theme. And of course, guys, all desktops should actually start with the dark theme as a default. That's just how I feel about it.
I quite like the Milky Way.
Oh yeah, that looks good. That'll probably go well with your dark theme actually.
So apply that.
Yeah. if you close that out for a second, let's have a little look at that. Actually, that looks quite nice.
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
Would say that, does that look better than your Windows 11 with all that combined?
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
It
really
makes it
smart.
still easy to read as
Yeah.
well.
So, for example, if out of curiosity, if you hit the Firefox again, I wonder if it perhaps has changed the Firefox theme. So that's nice. It's themed your Firefox as well, which I think is pretty cool. So it's nice that it sort of integrates nicely, I would say, and that looks like a really nice sort of desktop now.
Yeah, smart.
Yeah. So I guess just close that out. And then if you go back into your settings panel, and you could have a little look at global theme. Okay, so you've got like Breeze Dark, Breeze Twilight, Breeze Fedora, but are you quite happy with what you've got?
Yeah, I quite like the selection.
So if you go back, now I would say, to be fair to Fedora, well, not necessarily, sorry, just Fedora, but KDE do give you kind of more options to customize your desktop out of the box. So
Right.
unlike, say, Cinnamon and even GNOME, I think I might be right in saying, and I'm sure somebody will say in the comments, but I think KDE gives you heavy customization of your desktop, which is quite nice, really. So if you scroll back up on that left bar to the top, and click on Quick Settings again, and then I think that's really it. You've got more behavioral settings. You can change the animation speed if you want, like animations instant, which is nice because animations can slow down your workflow. But are you quite happy with that at the moment?
Yeah, quite like that. It's usable.
And I would say, I mean, we can maybe do a video on customizing KDE more, but we've done some customization with Mint and themes, so maybe somebody could suggest in the comments like a nice KDE customization theme like we did with Mint. But in the meantime, how about we look at some of the programs that are pre-installed, because it's always interesting what actually is out of the box. Is it any good? Would you be satisfied like the out of the box experience? So if you close that out, and then let's go into Start. So a bit like the panel at the bottom, they've got like your favorites really. Now one thing I would say, I don't know how you feel about this, but they've got Contact, which is like your email client. Now unless they obviously want you to use Google Gmail, which is probably the default, if you're using your web browser, you'd probably want Contact in your taskbar, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you right click that, I think you should be able to pin it. Yeah. So there you go, you've got it pinned now. I would say that's probably what you'd want out of the box really, but hey, maybe people don't use them as much as, just logging into Gmail on the web browser. Now interesting, they've got a terminal, which is console, and they've got Kwrite, which is like a text document editor. How about we, actually, let's hit console. And do you remember the command to see what Linux kernel version?
Yeah, is it uname space? Oh, what's this? And then it was R.
And enter.
And just enter.
Nice. So Mrs. Linux is truly Linux now because you learnt the console. So it's one of the latest versions of the Linux kernel, 6.17. So that's good. So Fedora tends to be quite up to date on its everything, software versions and kernel.
And when do they sort of update it all the time? Every month or?
Well, pretty much when a lot of the main packages come out, like Firefox, the kernel, I guess things like the email client and others, it will be pushed. It will be tested by Fedora on KDE push updates, KDE Plasma. It will be tested. I think it's pretty up to date. Again, put in the comments if you know better, but I think Fedora tends to be quite cutting edge and up to date. Maybe even more so than like Ubuntu, which is in theory kind of Well, it kind of is, kind of isn't. That's a whole other video. Okay, so if we close that out, and then go back into Start. Okay, let's try KWrite. Now, I would say you're more into using LibreOffice now, aren't you?
Yes.
So you don't use Microsoft Word anymore, you use LibreOffice, which is nice. But I think KWrite is just like a more basic text editor. But if you open, say, New File, see what it looks like. Yeah, so this is like literally the kind of basic text editor.
Is
so
it like Notepad?
Yeah, so if you started typing, for example, yeah. So it's nothing too fancy. Now, there might be additions and add-ons you can add, but I think if you want a full, let's say, text editor, well, what do you call it? It's like a text suite or a, I can't think of the word. Why can't I think of the word? But like a whole suite, you know, with a document editor, let's say,
Yes.
writing documents, you'd use something like LibreOffice, I think. So nothing too exciting there, so we can close that out.
And would you have to install that as an extra then?
Just discard. Well, that's the thing. We'll have a look, see if LibreOffice is installed out of the box, which I think would be a huge plus. Now, maybe again they should put it in favourites if it is installed. Now, you've got all applications, but we'll skip all applications. We'll go down the list of themed applications. So,
Development?
yeah. Now, you're not doing any development work, are you, at the moment?
Not debugging.
No. So, if you need a debugger for, I'm guessing, Qt applications. Qt is like the framework. It's what KDE use. And the other one I always, for some reason, keep forgetting at the moment, that GNOME uses. So anyway, not to worry. And then if you go on Education, so you've got LibreOffice Maths there. Now, I mean, I guess that's like doing forms. I guess you could do that as an educational thing, but not to worry. We go on to games. So we've got Mahjong. Do you play any Mahjong, Mrs. Champion?
No.
Mahjong. Do you play any K-Mines? Do you play any Patience? Am I wearing your Patience
No.
pin?
You're not, and I don't.
Let's try some Patience. Okay. How's a bit of your grandfather there? Klondike. Now, here's the thing. What are all these? Because I only really understand Klondike as like the main solitaire or Patience, right? But there we go. Would you be playing any of that?
Probably not.
No, nobody plays it. So if we close that out, but it looks kind of smart. It's like the old style Windows. You get your solitaire. I don't know about modern Windows. My mum would play that all the time. So if you go into graphics, okay, so you got your like WinView is like your default sort of image viewer. So if you think of like Photos on Microsoft 11, Windows 11, sorry, you've got little Paint programs. That's probably like Paint.
Yeah.
You've got LibreOffice Draw, which is more elaborate. So again, you've obviously got LibreOffice because we saw Maths, so it's got the whole suite in there, I'd assume. And again, it hasn't got GIMP, interestingly.
Oh, okay.
But you could install that, I'm sure. You've got Ocular, so you can view PDFs. And you can scan and save multi-page documents with Scan Page, so that's like a scanner, so that's fine. Now, interestingly, got Help there. I don't know what that gives you, so if you click on Help. Okay, so got like a Help Center, Info, Welcome Center, so like Welcome is like, you know, setting you up really. And then if you go on internet, it'll be interesting to see what they've got in there. Oh, okay, so they've got a what do you call it? What do they call them? News feed aggregator. Oh, I can't think. I use it because I use Newsboat and stuff like this. My mind has gone blank. But RSS read.
RSS.
But you don't use them, do you?
I don't.
Not
but
many
you
people do. Yeah. So interesting. You've got Firefox now. KDE connects for your your phone, so that's nice because people do tend to connect their phones. You can read and send SMS, and you've got Kmail interesting. So you've got another mail thing.
Yeah. Would you use that though?
Well, again, they've got interesting. They've got a couple here, so I guess you've got an option. You can connect to another computer with VNC, so that's like tunneling into another computer. You can connect to a chat thing or Matrix, NeoChat. Okay, interestingly, so they've got a few things there. So if you go on multimedia, let's have a look there
Where
on
am
the
I
left.
going? Oh, multimedia, yeah.
So you've got a video player, got a radio player, webcam. You can even create QR codes. So I'd say off the top of it all, off the bat, it's a lot more fully featured than say Ubuntu is with GNOME, right?
Yes.
And also, in fact, even more so than Cinnamon. You've got quite a lot. Actually, it's quite a nice. You're kind of set up with almost all that you need there. So interesting. What about Office? Let's have a look. So I'm expecting really all your Office stuff. So you've got Calc there. You've got Draw. If you scroll down. Okay, you can do presentations, and they've thrown in maths again. Interesting. They've thrown PDF in again as well. Ocular. If you click the writer, let's have a look at the writer. And just cross that out the top. So LibreOffice is LibreOffice, right? We've seen it a million times before. But hey, it looks like the latest version. It looks quite smart. You would use that, wouldn't you?
I would,
You'd use
yeah.
it anyway. Okay, so we can cross that out. And then go start again. And then you just got your system again. So this is interesting. This is like you can control your firewall from here. They've got the firewall program. You've got partitions. So again, some of the stuff you've seen already: console, report problems. You've got system monitor. You even got SE Linux, which is like secure Linux, like toughens your system up. So if you go utilities, be interested to see what they've got there. Okay, so this is like kind of like your miscellaneous almost. I mean, I guess these are all utilities, but random things like copy emojis to a clipboard. You've got a file archiver there. You've got a calculator. You can find folders with kfind. That's nice. What else you got? So you've seen kwrite already. And take screenshots. Nice. So click off that, I would say. So if you were summarising that, what would you say? Because I think that's pretty fully featured.
It is, yeah. It's got all the packages, hasn't it? It's got all the apps that I would normally use as well. Yeah.
Because if you really thought about it, if you're using Windows 11, most of what you use is either replicated or the same on Fedora.
It is.
Would you say like Ubuntu and Cinnamon were a bit lacking out the box?
I think so, yeah. They had less features, it seemed like.
Yeah. And would you say this looks the best as well?
This looks much more what I would use, yeah, more recommended.
So to be fair to Fedora and KDE, actually they've made quite a nice desktop.
It's definitely smart.
Yeah. Okay, well I'll tell you what, I think we leave it there. Now if anybody does have like some sort of themed KDE would like Mrs. Linux, Mrs. Champion to try out, put it in the comments. We will have a look at that and maybe do a video on it. But I think we will leave it there. So you're well versed in this now. You know exactly the drill.
Can you fake YouTube, comment, like, subscribe?
Yeah.
And we'd like to thank our Patreons. That's Sean, that's HCX80 and Sol. And back over to you, Mr. Linux.
Why you send it back over to me? Why me? No, you got to finish with it now. Mrs. Champion did brilliantly there. So I think we'll leave it there. We will see you in the next one. Make sure you join our Patreon, hopefully.